Hi, this is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. Hey guys, we're going to talk about my favorite subject today, which is sales. All right, we got a great subject. I think you'll really enjoy it, and it's really, really important because, hey, listen, we're salespeople, so let's get right to it. Our first feature is going to be selling. What is the fight or flight attitude? All right. If you're in selling, here's the thing. A lot of times we don't get with a good company, or maybe we do get with a good company, but we feel as though, hey, I've been here for a little while, I just started, and I'm not getting the training that I need to be successful. So when you're not doing good in life, we have this moment of clarity or unclarity, depending on how you want to say it, that hits us right between the eyes. And when we are desperate and we're trying to make sales and we're not doing good, we have this in the back of our mind. I need to go. I ain't making no money. What's going on? And you've just experienced the flight portion of the fight and flight situation. It's just the way it works. I'm not trying. This is a very basic thing, guys, and I'm all about telling the truth, things I've experienced in sales, warts and all. A lot of people just gloss over the good stuff, but I'm going to talk about all of the stuff, the good and the bad. So one of the things that I've had to experience in my selling career is the fight and flight scenario. I've worked with some companies that I saw the writing on the wall. They had been in business for 100 years, 50 years, and they went out of business because they kind of lost their direction. But as a salesperson, I'm very marketable, and I'm a type of person that can sell anything. I don't want to say anything, but if I believe in it, I can sell it. And you're probably the same way, because my name is Gary Lee Stanley, and you're important and you matter. We are salespeople. Remember this one thing. Do a list, of Ben Franklin's list. Before he would do anything that was of major consequences, he would do the plus and the minuses, the pros and the cons. Now, if you have a job and if you left that job, are you making any money? And where you're going to be going, are you going to be making money? Because if you work on commission, a lot of people that do really well in commission generally stay around for a while, at least a couple of years, sometimes 2 or 3 before they can knock it out of the park. That's just the reality of selling, because they've learned everything and they've been in it for a while. So if you have to start off, or you're just starting over again and you're getting back with another company and you're just starting all over, look, you need to go ahead and write the pros and the cons. Should I jump ship? Should I work for this company? What are the pros and what are the cons? You're going to have this fight and flight mentality until you figure out what you're wanting to do. It's really, really important. And one of the big benefits of being a salesperson is that we're very marketable. People are looking for good people, just like me and you. And your fight and flight ideas and thoughts come into your head, especially when you're not doing good, or maybe you're having a slow week. Maybe I need to try something else. No, you don't. You're right where you need to be. Now, if you feel as though you need to jump ship because you really aren't making any money, it's been a while, and you maybe have had contact, you got to do your research, guys. You don't just want to jump ship because you've got so much vested time. And when you first start, if you don't know what to do, you need to grab a hold of somebody who's experienced, a mentor with your company, and ask them pertinent questions. Your companies have a vested interest in you, and the fight and flight mentality, it happens to all people, even especially good salespeople or salespeople who are on the cusp of being successful. And you're important, and we matter, because salespeople, it ain't easy to be a salesperson. It's a hard job. I mean, it's a great career and it's a great opportunity. You can make a tremendous amount of money, but then you'll sometimes run the risk of being very frustrated. It happens. It's like a wall for a runner. We run into that wall and then we ask ourselves, am I doing the right thing? Well, you are doing the right thing. You're asking questions about, am I doing the right thing? And if you're in a situation where you're making money, you need to go ahead and bank some of that money and invest that money instead of spending that money. Don't be like me, because in the back in the day, I made a lot of money. I've made a lot of money and I've spent a lot of money. But as you get older, the fight and flight mentality has to change, because see, it's harder to get an opportunity, and I hate to say it, there's supposed to be no racism or anything, but aged people do have a little bit harder time finding jobs. Now, if you are getting a job over the phone and they don't really care about what you look like, yeah, you're probably pretty much going to have a job. But listen, if you're a good salesperson who's great with an interview, great personality, they're going to hire you. And they're going to give you a chance. And a lot of times you work on straight commission. So they're going to say, well, let's see what they do. And believe it, that companies go through so many people because of the fight and flight mentality. If we ain't doing good, if we don't feel like we're doing good, we're going to run like hell. That's just the way it is. I ain't going to lie. But you know where I've been the most successful is when I hunkered down through the hard time, through the parts that I just felt like giving up. I worked with some really good companies for long times, and it was really good training, and it was me just sticking and staying. And sometimes the hardest part about being a salesperson is sticking and staying with something that works. We want to reinvent the wheel. We can't do that. They got processes in play. They got great ideas and information, and you've got scripts that are made for you to help you to be successful. So listen, if you don't have a script or you don't have any help, thank goodness you're researching this. My simple job is to help you get the information you need before you run from a great job, a great opportunity. And selling is awesome. And look, just because you may have had a bad experience with one company doesn't mean that if you go to a different company and you keep a positive attitude, and a positive attitude with gratitude, you're going to be successful no matter where you go. But before you make that choice to jump ship, write down the Ben Franklin close on yourself and say pros and cons. Should I stick or should I go? Whichever one lines up, that's the one you should go to. But remember, when you jump ship, you're starting all over again. So that kind of sucks. But sometimes you need to start all over again so you can be successful. Because, hey, if it ain't working there, you got to make it work. My name is Gary Lee Stanley. We've just had a very simple conversation about why you should stick and stay, not the fight and flight where you run away from our responsibilities. It's our job to be responsible. And listen, sales is awesome. I love every single thing about it, good and bad. But my favorite part about it is I get a chance to share the truth. Okay, a lot of times, like I said, people will tell you all the good stuff, but I want to tell you the real stuff because I'm a real salesman. And my name is Gary Lee Stanley. We just had a simple conversation about fight or flight. I think I'm going to fight because, the older I get, the more I have to say, you know what? I do have a future right here. Now, if you don't feel as though you do, come on, man. There's a whole bunch of jobs in America. Just go ahead and get on one of these websites and you can figure out what the type of sales job that's best for you. Remember, fight now. Fight, not flight. We're important and we matter. So go out there and sell something. And remember, it's best to be responsible. Running from our fears, false evidence appearing real will destroy us. And I'm going to tell you what. We need to be positive people when we're out there selling, because if we have an attitude of gratitude and we're a positive person, we're guaranteed to sell more. If you're on the cuffs and you're thinking about quitting, hey, just remember this. Sometimes if you just go a little bit further, the miracle is right around the corner. And I just thought I'd share this with you because the miracle could be right around the corner for you. And don't give up, because sales, we need great people like you. So don't run. Fight. This is Gary Lee Stanley. So do me a favor, go out there and sell something, and don't be afraid to stand up because you're awesome. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.